And today we're reacting to Passport Bro goes missing once his Dominican wife does this. I get how enticing it looks for these Passport Bros whenever they be going across the country because whatever reason they don't like the women out here, whether they just not getting them or they just don't align with their values. But then they go out to the other countries thinking you having a great time. They wake up in their jaws missing vital organs with no money. Make sure y'all pull it to the Switch. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Y'all already know what it is at about 5, 6 p.m. Let it up.
One of the most infamous groups on the internet is the
I know he too happy to be a passport. Him too happy as hell to be Passport Bros.
Passport Bros. And that is for one reason. Number one, they don't have a leader. And number two, there are a bunch of guys, primarily African American, that have decided that they would leave America in search of better romantic options. And here's the kicker. They're actually successful.
The worst, I wonder where the worst place to be a Passport Bro at, like the most, like where you like, bro, you really went there? Let me think. Maybe like sorry, like Mike, like imagine somebody went to go be a Passport Bro in Madagascar or something. Now I've never been to Madagascar. You know, it's ignorant of me to say and assume that y'all ain't got bad women out there wherever, but imagine he was like, yeah, I'm about to go look for a wife out in Madagascar.
He's right, you know.
Being successful while giving the middle finger to American women will sometimes be an issue, especially if those women in America that you're talking about are struggling and not making success in the romantic market. And if you're an honest guy and say something like this,
I became a Passport Bro for 3 reasons. Reason number 1, I didn't want to be a stepfather to another man's kids here. Most of the women in my community.
Oh my God. Nigga. Niggas just, bro, like niggas get on here and just say shit. I didn't want to be a stepfather. Bro, there's a lot, there's millions of what stupid, bro. Niggas just sound dumb. And this is grown men, by the way, bro.
Community, most of the women that I was meeting and dating who were aesthetically pleasing to me, who I was attracted to, had kids. I simply didn't want to pay for another man's kids. Reason number 2, they all want you to pay for everything. So why don't I just go somewhere else where my money goes longer, stretch it.
They gonna want you to pay for everything at the other. What the fuck is this nigga talking about? Do you think when you go to this third world country, again, no disrespect, where do you understand this is why you are I had somebody break it down to me in my DMs. He was from the Dior. He was like, yeah, they really just be trying to get, they really fuck with like, you know, other DR men, but you know, they just trying to get some money real quick. They trying to hit a lick. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, bro, for breaking that down for me. Nigga, I don't want to pay for everything. What do you think you're gonna be doing? What the fuck?
Just further, and I can give them the same exact thing for a fraction of the cost. And reason number 3 of why I became a Passport Bro is because of the obesity rates. I like women who are thin, who have flat stomachs, who wear their own hair, and who have good shapes.
You're going to piss a lot of people off. And being pissed off is what has occurred.
It's just dumb. Like, he's saying shit like that just doesn't exist in the US. I don't give a fuck what the nigga do. I don't care if this nigga, if he came on here as I hate black women or I hate all American women. I don't care. I don't give a fuck about what, I don't care who he be with. But he's just saying shit that just don't even like. What are you talking about, bro? Do you live here? You know how this shit go.
Especially with American women and even some men. It's gotten so bad that women are starting to warn these men about dating women overseas.
This one's for the men who just say they've given up on Western women and are gonna go abroad for a woman. I understand some of your frustrations. But if you're going to be a Passport Bro, there are certain downsides. First of all, you have no idea if this woman is using you for a visa or your money. You're not going to be able to have fun banter with her. She might be more feminine, but she might not feel like your best friend. She might feel more like a maid service. Number 2, you're definitely going to run into some cultural differences.
I would imagine that's what a lot of these niggas want, though. Cultural differences for sure. We got to learn a whole new culture and language barrier if you don't speak that language.
Is she going to be willing to give up her family, her friends, her career just to come to the States for you? You guys are also going to run into the issue of where to live. Or are you willing to move there? Passport broing is a cop-out for something that can be easily solved.
Now, don't get me wrong. She's making some really good points here. But is she making good points to help men, or is she jealous that some of these men are having success? And now you're starting to see that whenever a passport bro passes away, there's almost like news segments on TikTok.
A passport bro has died in the Philippines. Now, I made a video about this passport bro about a
And now again, niggas die in the U.S. every day. Niggas die every day. You know what I'm saying? So,
month ago, because he was kidnapped in the Philippines. The kidnappers were trying to get him. He was resisting and they shot him.
And that same TikToker will also do it if it happens again.
So this passport bro was from Vermont. Earlier this year, he married a woman in the Philippines and he moved to the Philippines. He moved to a remote island in the Philippines, and he had recently came back to the United States to work, stack up his coins, and then he went back to be with his wife. Shortly after he got back, he was kidnapped from his residence.
Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of brothers do have success in the passport bro community, but let's face it, these things do happen. And typically, these things happen in Latin America. Places like Brazil, Colombia, and the Dominican Republic is where a lot of black men go to. I don't know what's the reason why that is, but a lot of brothers like black women still are women that are mixed with black, that have, a lot of those good features like, lighter skin, bigger booty, cheek clapping access. And sometimes guys fall in love because Dominican women, Brazilian women, and Colombian women, they're very unique and they're very catering to men. And this is exactly what happened to this young man by the name of Jason Forrester. He was from Pennsylvania and he moved down to Miami. And of course, Miami is a chip shot to the Dominican Republic.
Right.
And he met a very beautiful woman and he had a long distance relationship. And I guess those cheeks were so good. He said, listen, stop the show. These cheeks are so powerful. I have to bring them to America. And when he did, things were going okay. Until
he likes to talk, he likes to tell me what he's doing, send me videos of where he's going.
Marcus Forrester says he and his son Jason, 38, voice texted
is this a nigga not Dominican?
Each other every day and many times a day, especially after Jason moved from Beltsville, Maryland to Miami, Florida. Frequent trips to the Dominican Republic led to love and then marriage to a woman Jason met there.
He met the parents and so on. They got married in DR, and he started making arrangements to get her to come here legally. And that did happen. She got a visa.
Forrester says Jason and his new bride struggled a bit as they transitioned from a long-distance relationship to sharing a home. Then something unexpected and shocking happened.
One day he came back from work and the apartment was cleaned out. She left and disappeared.
Now let's stop right there.
Damn. The crib was cleared out. She played the long fucking game, bro. That's fucked up, bro. That's fucked up. Like, damn, you really think you love this person? She done cleared this whole shit. You gotta be an evil being to play a long game like that. Like, genuine feelings. She had to have genuine feelings at some point. You know what I'm saying? Talk about married.
The father says, listen, my son was dating this lady. He moved her, to where he was at. He came home from work one day and all of the furniture was gone. Now, stop the show. Like, if I was moving back to the States, I would have no way of how I would pack up, like in Uganda, somebody's whole entire house and just move back to my home country. Like, first of all, there's so many questions with that. Like, number one, where would I take the furniture? Who would I sell it to? Because if the man goes to work, he's there at least 8 hours. So that means this lady had been thinking about it. So she had to have some Dominican connections inside of Miami.
Then pulled up, or they all took a flight to Miami. Okay, we gonna take this here. We gonna get right.
So the whole entire time where he's at work, she's
furniture,
talking about
though?
selling all his stuff and going back to the DR, which means this. She already had a dude back in the DR, got to America, found out that she really missed the other guy that she left, sold his stuff, took the money back to DR to be with this other dude who may have been her Dominican pimp. Now, I'm not saying that this happens to every lady in the DR or whatever. That's not what I'm here to say. But I am here to say that I've heard stories like this. And a lot of guys have experienced something like this in the Philippines or a place like that. And it's heartbreaking to understand, like, your wife, a lady you spent so much time and you love,
man,
you know, she left you, she won't answer the phone, you can't get in contact with her, and you want to save your marriage. Some guys will not give up on love and their investment, so they'll do something. They'll fly back to where she's from and try to talk to the family about getting the daughter back home. And then when he did this, well, this happened.
That's what he did? He went out there like, hey man, what's up? My stuff and what happened, bro? Like, that was his warning. They probably left a note. Don't come back. Don't come looking for me. Or bad things gonna happen.
Forrester says his son was heartbroken when his wife refused to return his calls, then blocked him. He says Jason decided to fly to the Dominican Republic to talk with her family, hoping they would help convince her to return to the marriage. But after the phone call from the airport 2 weeks ago, Marcus Forrester says no one, not his family or friends, has heard from Jason. Calls to the Dominican embassy have produced no helpful information, he says.
We're just very, very concerned and hoping and praying that he shows up some way, somehow. But the reality of it is it could be even worse.
Marcus Forrester.
Damn, he just trying to come to terms with it by saying that. Damn, nigga, you done, man. You know, I can't be mad at the dude for like, no, hell no. She not answering my call. Like, you gonna fly out of man and you married. That's supposed to be your wife. Yeah, I'm gonna fly out there and see, yo, what the fuck? Just for me to not make it back home, bruh. Fuck around with them bad booty ass Dominican women.
Forrester is in the process of filing a missing persons report in Miami where Jason lived and was last seen. Jackie Benson, News 4.
So the man flies all the way to the DR, tries to get in contact with her or her family, and the father has not been able to get back in contact with Mr. Jason Forrester. And for now, it looks like foul play. But have we heard about similar stories before?
I saw this video about this passport brother who met a girl over in the Philippines. He was digging her, so he decided to sell his home and move over to the Philippines to be with her or live with her.
Oh, no.
Now, he wasn't working or anything, but he figured because the cost of living over there was a lot lower, he can just live off his savings. So he got over there, everything was going fine, but his money started running low. And sooner or later, his money just ran out. Now, he didn't want to get a job over there because they don't pay anything.
Right.
So he goes to his girlfriend, tell her he's out of money. Before he can say the word money, she already had her bags packed and she was out the door. So now this man had two options. He can figure out how to make enough money to fly back to America just to be homeless, or he can stay in the Philippines and be homeless.
Man, if I gotta choose, I'm gonna be homeless on the motherfucking Skid Row before I do that. Hell no, I'm about to be homeless in the Philippines, man. Not saying, again, no hard feelings. But I know that land. I can figure out something on that land and on that American soil. You know, I can turn some shit around. Man, hell no.
He chose to stay in the Philippines, so now he's living on the streets in the Philippines.
Now, the narrator
What?
speaks about a man that moved to the Philippines. He was living on his...
And he's stupid as hell. He was just gonna live on his savings. Like, money doesn't just deplete. How does that work?
Savings, and he met a lady and he was taking care of her and everything was okay. And then he basically lost his income. And so once that happened, the lady also decided that, well, she wasn't interested anymore, so she left.
Okay? He didn't have no income. He just had money in his account.
This meant that he would be in the Philippines alone and homeless, and he decided to be homeless, trying to get money to go back to America. Now, what is the point to be learned here? And I think most guys need to understand it. Women in other countries can definitely be feminine. Women in other countries can definitely be submissive in all of those things. But at the same case, in the same
this nigga right here, happy as hell he with a white woman.
time,
He don't never got to worry about grooming himself and nothing.
these are still women, okay? And just like you wouldn't take a woman back in America who stole from you and emptied out your apartment
Right.
and went back to another guy, or let a guy come in your house and clean out your stuff, you wouldn't do the same thing in the DR,
Right.
okay? You just wouldn't do it. Now, here's something I've also noticed, is that once this man disappeared, I saw Black American women in the comments section going ham. I saw people saying stuff like this: Black American women, this has nothing to do with you. Another person says, if she left and blocked him, I'm thinking she didn't want to be contacted. I don't know though.
That's true.
She's right. This person goes, the family was always in on it. Enjoy your preferences. My mom's from Venezuela and is the smoothest woman I know. Passport bros think it's all fun and games, but they're messing with women that operate in pure survival. My mom can make any man believe they're a king while planning his downfall behind his back, LOL.
Oh, man.
That is how women from the third world countries are. All these men want to be passport bros and discover the dark sides of it all. Shaking my head. This person also says he got finessed and went to the DR to find and confront her. He should have just took his L. Now he's missing. Now, this is actually a really good comment. To label him a passport bro is insane. He didn't meet her while on vacation, brought her to the US and married her. She left him and he went to find answers, which I'm sure any human would want that. Now, this is something that's very interesting.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like any human male would want to be like, man, what? This is my wife. We go figure this shit out, man. What? Hell no. You know, sorry, so in your head, maybe she's in danger. I can save her.
A lot of these women are basically, well, this is not our issue, Black women. And the fact is, I don't believe this guy's a Black American man anyway.
Right.
And there's no history of him talking down on Black women. I mean, he just was on vacation. He met a lady. He decided to marry her. He brought her back to America. So technically he wouldn't be a passport bro.
Right.
But you're just seeing this hatred from women in these misandrous comments because they're mad at the passport bro community. This
Right.
other comment goes, well, sisters, I'm on the way to Publix. What y'all want from the store? In other words, they don't care. Again, I understand the title on its on site labeling this man a passport bro when clearly I don't believe he is. But, you know, to basically feel like, you know, he kind of deserved to die because he's associated with the passport bros, it's insane. Like, what if this was your son? It just goes to show you men out there that it's not safe, okay, like you think. You can get
Right.
done wrong any place in the world and
Any
be down
place.
bad.
Any place.
So always watch your back.
Any place. That's why this nigga at the beginning ain't talking about shit. Y'all let me know what y'all think though. Like the video, sub up, comment up, mention the channel. I love you. I appreciate y'all. Great for y'all. We going, man. Pull up to the Twitch.